What if I told you that one team enters this match incredibly desperate for a victory, while the other is stepping onto the pitch chasing the absolute biggest upset in its football history? Welcome to this explainer, where we're breaking down the massive stakes in this crucial Group E World Cup 2026 clash. We've got Ecuador and Curaçao set to collide, and honestly, the tension is just palpable.
Okay, let's dive right into this by asking the big question. Can a desperate Ecuador bounce back from their opening loss, or will Curaçao completely shock the football world? You see, after dropping their opening match, Ecuador knows exactly where they stand. Anything less than a win here could put their entire World Cup hopes in serious, undeniable danger. Meanwhile, Curaçao? They've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. They aren't just looking to show up and participate, they're looking to make history. Let's break down exactly how both teams are planning to tackle this high-stakes environment.
So, how exactly does the favorite plan to handle this? Let's look at Ecuador's tactical blueprint.
Ecuador is rolling out a very structured 4-4-2 formation. They're anchored at the very back by Hernan Galíndez between the posts. His experience and leadership make him one of Ecuador's most trusted players, providing some real calm under pressure. Ahead of him is a formidable backline, featuring Angelo Preciado, Joel Ordóñez, and the rock-solid defensive partnership between William Pacho and Piero Hincapié. Now, Hincapié is a massive star for this team. His pace, his strength, and his ability to play the ball out from the back are absolutely essential. Paired with Pacho, who has really developed into one of South America's most reliable defenders, they form a wall that is incredibly tough to breach. Moving into the midfield, we've got Alan Franco, John Yeboah, and Pedro Vite providing the necessary creativity and forward-thinking energy. And up top, the forward line features the dynamic Gonzalo Plata right alongside a true veteran presence.
But what's really fascinating here is the deadly combination of two specific individuals. Moisés Caicedo acting as the midfield engine and veteran Enner Valencia serving as the primary goal threat. Caicedo is essentially the heartbeat of the squad. His tackling, his passing range, and his sheer ability to dictate the tempo of the game make him one of the most valuable midfielders in world football today. He controls the flow, period. And when Ecuador moves the ball forward, they are looking for Enner Valencia. Even as a veteran, Valencia remains Ecuador's biggest nightmare for opposing defenders. His clever movement, his clinical finishing ability, and his vast experience in major tournaments mean he's the absolute #1 player that Curaçao has to figure out how to stop.
On the other side of the pitch, we have the underdogs. Let's talk about Curaçao's counterattacking threat. Curaçao will be utilizing a 4-2-3-1 setup, which is perfectly designed to absorb pressure and spring forward quickly. Starting at the back, goalkeeper Eloy Room is, well, he's in for a very busy day. Given Ecuador's attacking desperation, Room is guaranteed to face heavy pressure for a full 90 minutes. In front of him, the defensive line consists of Sherel Floranis, Rikedli Bazior, Armando Obispo, and Deveron Fonville. They're going to need to be incredibly disciplined. Moving into the midfield, they bring a lot of technical quality and experience, anchored by Leandro Bacuna and the incredibly dynamic Tahith Chong. Further forward in the attacking band, you have Sanche Hansen, Lavano Comanesha, and Juninho Bacuna, and they are all tasked with providing rapid support to their lone striker, Jurgen Locadia.
Here's the real kicker, though. Curaçao can cause serious problems on the counterattack, specifically through Tahith Chong's electric pace and Jurgen Locadia's strength up top. Chong is easily one of Curaçao's most exciting talents. If Ecuador commits too many men forward in their desperation for a goal, bam, Chong's dribbling and sheer speed on the break could completely expose the spaces left behind. And waiting at the end of those breaks is Jurgen Locadia. Locadia is a physical presence. His strength allows him to hold up the ball, and his finishing ability makes him the absolute focal point of Curaçao's entire attacking threat. If they get a chance, these are the guys who are going to take it.
But as we know, football matches are usually won and lost in the center of the park, which brings us to the crucial midfield battle.
The tactical flashpoint of this entire match literally comes down to this: the showdown between Moisés Caicedo and Leandro Bacuna. Whichever of these two maestros controls the midfield is going to dictate possession and honestly likely win the game. It really is that simple. If Caicedo is allowed the time and space to control the midfield, Ecuador is going to dominate possession, camp out in Curaçao's half, and just create chances all game long. Bacuna's primary job will be to disrupt Caicedo, break up those passing lanes, and try to establish some sort of foothold for Curaçao to launch their counterattacks. It's a heavy burden on Bacuna, but is absolutely the defining battle of the match.
So, what does this all mean for the final whistle? Let's get into the final match prediction. Look, while Curaçao won't just roll over, remember, they're chasing history and they have talented players who can definitely make life difficult. Ecuador's superior quality and attacking depth give them a massive edge. Just breaking down the probabilities here, we're looking at a huge 68% probability for an Ecuador win. A draw sits at 21%, and a historic Curaçao victory is down at just 11%. Let's be real. Ecuador simply has more experience, better individual quality across the board, and a much deeper bench. Curaçao is going to be dangerous on the counter, for sure, but enduring Ecuador's relentless pressure for a full 90 minutes is a monumental task.
Taking all of this into account, my final predicted scoreline is a 2-0 victory for Ecuador. They need this win so badly to keep their World Cup hopes alive, and while Curaçao might cause some nervous moments early on, Ecuador's sheer class should eventually shine through and secure the 3 points.
Based on the matchups we've just discussed, here is exactly how I see the key moments playing out. I fully expect Enner Valencia and Gonzalo Plata to both find the back of the net. Valencia's positioning in the box and Plata's dynamic movement on the wings will simply be too much for the Curaçao defense to track over the course of the whole game. Furthermore, I expect Moisés Caicedo to walk away with Player of the Match honors. His overall dominance in that crucial midfield battle against Bacuna will be the foundation that allows Ecuador to comfortably control the tempo and ultimately secure that 2-0 victory.
And that wraps up this explainer on a fascinating Group E matchup. Ecuador are clearly my heavy favorites to get the job done and keep their World Cup dream alive. But I want to hear from you. Will Ecuador's undeniable class and desperation shine through, or are we on the verge of witnessing absolute football history in the making with a Curaçao upset? Keep learning, keep watching the pitch, and I'll see you in the next one.